Now that I've had a bit of practice doing it, I've kind of developed a structure. One of the things that I think will be helpful moving forward is implementing chapter breakdowns within the video, so that way you can skip ahead to the sections that you're interested in. There are already separated playlists, but I don't know if people know how to use playlists. I have playlists on the channel that break down the different sections. So if you just wanted to watch and they are shorts. So if you just wanted to watch the recipe build, just tune in for the recipes. There's a under 3 minute short that just goes over the recipe. Bloopers, outtakes, story time, those are all different. They're on different playlists. Nerdy things like spirit, information, production, history, tasting notes, those are in a separate playlist. So if you wanted to separate it out by specific interests, I've created that, and I intend to keep up with that and keep that going. Now, implementing chapters so that you can kind of skip ahead to the sections that you're interested in, I'm learning how to do that. I will implement that as soon as I figure out how to do it, but look for that to come because I do see it as helpful, so in the future. Now, the video format will begin with the introduction. So, hi, my name is Sarah, this is Pantry Cocktails. And then I'll tell you where I am, who we're meeting, and we'll skip to the title prompt, which contains the disclaimer saying this content is for entertainment purposes and it's meant for adult audiences. Promote drinking responsibly. Let me know what you think of it. The idea is right after we get out of the title, I'm going to roll into a preview of what the cocktails will be for that episode. That way you can see what's coming up. Then after that, we'll go into the formal introductions, the guest introduction, and a little bit of story time, letting you know who they are. So that will always be first. Then we'll go into a pantry preview of what's in their home. And then we'll roll right into the spirits selection. To start each cocktail segment, we'll go over tasting notes, history of production facts, just little things to, just little bits of information, fascinating. Or again, if you're not interested, or if you are interested, that will always be the primer, because the way that I build cocktails is always based on the spirit, the base spirit, or the base ingredients. Because, and you'll hear me say this a lot, if it's there and you can't taste it, then what was the point? Why is it there? Anyway, it's not here or there. That's the way that I build. That's why I always start with the spirit section, so that it can explain why the next step is formulated the way that it is. After that, we'll go straight into the first cocktail, the cocktail section. And that will begin with a recipe card that pops up, and it will show you full recipe and any sub-recipes that are associated with it. In an attempt to make it easier for you, because I do want to make it easy for you to find the recipes and make the recipes and try the recipes, and me learning that 60% of the audience as of now is an overseas audience, I will be plugging in the ounces and the milliliter conversions. And then the last thing we'll do after the outro is we'll include sort of the extras, the bloopers, the behind the scenes. We do end up with a lot of extra footage during these shoots, and some of them are really, really enjoyable. So I thought it would be kind of fun to include them after we've gone through, the steps and the essential content at the very end, after the bye-bye. Stick around and watch these other fun things that we did. Again, let me know if it's better for me to just hard stop, just cut it off after that and have that be the end, or if it's cool to kind of have that there for you to stick around and see, I don't know, what else goes on behind the scenes. Like with Renee decorating the house. Don't trust Renee to decorate your house. That's all I'm saying. Love you, Renee. Yeah, that is the intended formatting of the video. Like I said, it's going to be the hello introduction. I'm Sarah, Pantry Cocktails. This is where I am. This is who we're going to meet. The title prompt with the disclaimer. Again, I'm experimenting with this layout, but to include like a preview of the cocktails that will be coming up in the episode so that you can see what to expect and what we're going to be making. And then we'll go into the guest introduction, a little bit of story time, or just, something like that. Each one's going to be different because it's based on the guests that I'll be shooting with. The pantry preview, and then the selected spirits, tasting notes, production history, a little bit of lightly nerdy. If you want more in-depth nerdy, you're going to have to let me know because I don't read minds. But yeah, it will kind of touch on production facts, tasting notes, because I build on taste. Then next would be the actual recipe card that introduces the recipe segment with the ingredients and conversions for you. After that is the actual cocktail building portion where we make the drink, and we mostly are improvising tools. And that has actually been a really fun challenge in and of itself. Again, it's about using what you have, and not having the right things is not a deterrent in any which way. It just requires a little more creativity, ingenuity, impromptu-ness, resourcefulness. I don't see that as a bad thing. I actually kind of see that as a fun thing, and it's one of the things I'm kind of getting a kick out of. Then we will go into the actual, the drink is finished, the tasting, the evaluating, just the drink reaction. We will go into a repurposing segment, which I explained earlier what the repurposing ingredient segment is all about. Then we'll follow up with a recap, an outro, and then stick around for extras and bloopers and behind the scenes if you're interested. But that is the general idea of the format and the video layout of each one. And I will break them up into chapters as soon as I learn how to do that. But I am in the process of learning that for you. Okay? Thank you.